In all the concepts that we are learning so far in this series, we have to register our service in the DI container. If you will not register the service in the DI container, then you will not get the instance. If you are using the IServiceProvider and you are using the getService method, then you will get the null value if the service is not registered in the DI container. Plus, all the methods and the concepts that we have covered so far are using the same definition that the service must be registered in the DI container. Now, in ASP.NET Core, there is one more utility that can help you to create the instance only at the runtime. So it means you have a service and you have not registered that service in your DI container, still you want to use that service by using the concept of dependency injection. Let me talk about that over here in this example. This is my same gift service application that I'm using so far in this series. Remember, we are having two services, but now for this example, what I'm doing, I'm using only one service, okay, because this concept is simple and I don't want to complicate it by using the generic version or the other ways that we are using. First, let's start from the fundamentals. So this is my simple service, iGift service and the online gift services. Remember in the previous video, I was using the generic version. So now I have removed that code and I kept it super simple. So this gift service is working only with the gift model that coupon one is hold for some time. Okay, now we are using this online gift service and the same super simple concept is here as well. If I go back to my controller class, this is my controller. What I have, I'm using that gift service, only one instance. I'm adding the gift and I'm getting the gift. This is working fine. Now let's assume in this services, I want to have one more service and here I'm writing email service. Okay, in this email service, I want to have one method. This is my super simple email service. Here I have only one method. This method has few parameters, to subject and the body, and this is the message that this will return. In your real world application, you can write your entire logic at this place. If I want to register that email service over here, how will I do that? So I will just create one more line over here. Here I will simply write this email service. If I go back to the controller, here I will have to put a comma and use that email service and the service or email service, and then I can use it over here. Or if I want to use it in my services, not in the controller, so for example here in this online service I want to use it, I can also create that service over here, email service, like this, and I can use the email service over here. So how? So this data, let's keep it hard coded for now, and it is at the rate test.com, and this is my name. This is the content that I am having, and I can put a breakpoint over here just to see how this thing will work. Your application will work as per the DI container in this approach. But now what will happen if I don't want to register that email service in my DI container and I don't want to even use it over here? So first thing is that let's just comment or just remove this line from here. Go back over here. I don't want to use this email service at this place. You can use that, and this is the best way. This is how you should use it. But let's use the activator utility class over here. Okay, now I need the instance of this email service class without registering it in the TI container. The simplest approach is that we can use this email service is equals to new email service, and we can use the concept over here. But I don't want to use a new keyword. I want to use the dependency injection over here. Okay, so let's get the instance over here. So here I'm writing that this is my email service. I want to get the instance of this email service by using the activator utilities. If you will press the dot, there are few methods. We'll talk about all of them. The first method is this create instance. So this one will create the instance at the runtime. So here I'm writing that I want the instance of this email service. So let's see what is there in this create instance method. So we have to provide this IServiceProvider, and if there are some parameters in your service, then you can also pass them over here, and we are using the concept of params over here. We'll talk about that also. First, let's talk about the simplest version. So here I have to provide this IServiceProvider. So let's use that IServiceProvider over here. Here I'm using this service provider. Why we need this service provider? This is because this Activator utility will work with your existing dependency injection. We will talk about the link also in upcoming videos, how this is working, but this is the only thing that you have to do over here. So what we did, we are using this Activator utilities class. This is the method. In this method, I am telling that, hey, you have to use this email service, and this is my service provider that you can use. Now let's debug this application and see how this will work. Refresh the page and let's send a new gift over here. Click on this execute button. Here you can notice that this is the response that we are getting from our method email sent to this email ID with this subject. We are getting this from this method. Now at this place you might say that why we are using this activator utility class, why can't we use that simply new instance over here, because there is nothing over here in this send email service. But let's assume that over here you are also using some other service. So for example, here I'm having this iLogger service, and this logger service will be resolved by the DI container. So let's use the logs over here, and here I'm writing this logger.log information sending email. So this time, if you are using the new keyword over here, it means if you are using that old concept, let's say I'm writing this email service is equals to new email service, you will have to provide the instance of your iLogger. And just assume that if you are using more than one service over here, then how will you provide all of them? So it means the best approach is you have to use this activator utility class, and you have to use this create instance method. Now let's talk about how this dependency will be resolved this time. Okay, I'm not making any further change. The change was done only in this email service. Let's run this application and see how we are getting the data. Let's just run this application again. The app is running over here, and this is my browser. Refresh this page, add a new gift over here, try it out, execute. We are here. Click on this continue button. Over here you can check the logs. We are getting this sending email, so it means the iLogger in this email service is also working really fine. You can also use the same service anywhere in this application. So for example, if you want to use this email service in your controller, then by using the concept of the activator utilities, you can also do that. It's not only you have to use it only in the services. It means you can use this activator utility in any calling class, and you don't have to register your dependency in the DI container. But here comes the most important question. If I'm not registering this service in the DI container, how do I handle the service lifetime of this email service object? If you are using the activator utility class and you are creating the instance by using this CreateInstance method, let's go over here at this place. If you are using this concept and the instance is created by this activator utility class, then the lifetime for this service is going to be transient. If I'm using the instance one more time over here, and if you'll try to compare both these instances, then you will notice that both the instances will be different, because as per the transient concept, every time you will expect the instance from the DI container, you will always get a new one. Here as well, this is going to be the transient instance. So make sure you are using this concept only where the transient service lifetime is applicable for you. But now let's talk about one more situation. So in this email service, for example, I have some hard-coded parameters. So for example, the key that I want to get over here. Now, how do I pass that key from this place? We'll talk about that in the next video.